Hey everybody, welcome to the Manly Hanley podcast. I'm your host Randy. This is the podcast with no limits on what we'll cover. And I also have here my co-host Christa.
Hello everybody, I missed you guys. I haven't been around in a while, but I'm back.
This episode was recorded on Sunday, June 9th, 2019. Have a snack, sit back and relax.
Woo!
All right, everyone.
Where's Vic?
He's usually here in your spot, but you took your seat back.
Oh,
thank you
so
for joining
it's
us.
just one or the other. You can't have both. You can't afford both of us.
I can't. I cannot afford you. And the cat eats. He eats more than you do. But,
yeah, but I have pricier taste.
So lots happened since you were here, right?
Yeah.
Last time? Okay.
How was your last giveaway?
It was awesome. The guy that won, really cool guy.
What did you win again?
Studio One. It's a state-of-the-art recording DAW, digital audio workstation. He won it, and it's the professional version, like the top, man. And it comes with all these cool plugins that are industry. They're you know, you got Auto-Tune, they got Melodyne. There's a lot of cool things that come with it. And if you want to record a podcast with it, you got more than enough tools to do it. And this guy actually is familiar with the company PreSonus. He was so he registered knowing that he really wanted it, and that's great. I'm glad he won.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's
good for
out
him.
in California. Yeah. Congrats. So for today, I guess the giveaway was a huge success. That's our announcement. Not much of a planned topic today, but more of a discussion. You know, there's always today's episode title. I called it "My Ketosies Are Freezing," kind of cracking a joke at some of the wordage from different diets, like the keto diet. You know, ketosis. So my ketosies are freezing.
Are you in ketosis?
I think I'm in ketosis. I have to ask my ketosis friends, and I'm the ketosis with the mimosis.
Okay, that's too many.
And drinking mimosas in the morning. Okay. So it's the end of the day. We had a long weekend. We had so much going on, and we're, you know, being that we're getting married, there's a lot going on. We are. Are we?
We're getting married in 3 months.
Are we? Okay, we are. Cool.
We're gonna get married in 3 months, so we've been a little focused on getting healthy and looking our best. So Randy needs to look very handsome in a little tux.
Little? It's gonna be little on me because I'm gonna be tight in it, or
no? You're like a little man. You look like the Monopoly man.
Oh, right.
Is that offensive?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it depends if people choose to be offended. So
no, I'm asking you. Are you offended by?
I'm gonna make the decision that I'm offended.
Did I call you the Monopoly man in your tuxedo?
No, that's cool. I'll take it.
Okay.
I think he has money, right? Assuming it.
I think he passed go.
Oh man.
Did it?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't play that since I was like. I don't know. I don't even remember the rules. I would lose. You'd be like, I'm taking your house. I'd be like, okay.
Okay.
So anyways, for that's a great segue into this, because today's episode, I decided that we should do, covering about how many diets there are out there. And on top of all the diets, we have an exponential number of dieting apps because of those diets existing. I should probably move closer to my microphone. It sounds a little better, doesn't it?
Yeah, get closer.
Okay, perfect. Well, ever since I was a kid, I've been on different diets, just like, I don't know, a lot of people have. You know, and most people as a kid don't go on a diet, but I went on a few because they were kind of, you know, it's like when
you weren't a kid. You weren't like 11 years old. You were probably like a teenager. Just so people don't think that like you're
close. Okay,
you had
right.
like anorexia as a child.
It might have been like really early teens. I know. I mean, it was like coming out of middle school. Like as a kid. I mean, I wasn't like needing like an emergency diet, but I wanted to, you know, lose a few pounds. You know, Randy needs to go out and carve some sticks to get outside. No, I spent plenty of time outside as a kid, but I like Doritos. So, there's always been a ton of diets out there, though. When I was a kid, I think it was Slim Fast and the Cabbage soup diet, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, Cabbage.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. It's like, even though we've come a long way in understanding nutrition, there's always something new out there that's just claims to do it better and works for everybody, right? But I don't think anything works for everybody. I mean,
I think everyone can do it. They just have to find a process that works. I don't think it's the program that works. I think it's what works for people.
Yeah. That's
deep. That's some deep.
No, it makes sense.
Somebody write that down.
Right. Well, right. Well, this all ties into what I think about here. Where I'm trying to drive this is that fad diets have been around for as long as I can remember. Anyways, I can't say they've been. I mean, they've probably been around for thousands of years. Who knows? I mean, we don't know that.
We don't know because we're not 1,000 years old.
Oh, okay. That's good. But there's been the cabbage soup diet, even the potato diet, which there was. If you know Penn and Teller, I remember hearing this a couple of years back. Penn Jillette lost 100 pounds eating just potatoes, and it's
that true?
Yes, it really. He's a pretty honest dude. He just says what he feels and speaks the truth. And he said that he just did it by eating potatoes. It's like it's crazy, but
were they fried?
Maybe they could be. If you're eating just potatoes, you're gonna get sick of it. But if you can, I guess it just comes down to discipline, right? I mean,
if they were French fries, how long do you think he did it for?
I don't know, but it was over 100 pounds worth. But keep in mind, I think he's like 6'7", so he's a tall guy. He held the weight really well. So yeah, that's amazing. If you can dedicate yourself to that, I don't think I could do the potato diet. But and then going back to the cabbage soup diet, I had a middle school teacher that went on the cabbage soup diet, and I remember she got so sick that she was hospitalized, and they believe it was because of that.
Well, are there any nutrients in cabbage? There must just be like some basic nutrients, but it's not like you're not eating protein. You're not eating.
I mean, you need like a crouton or so. You need to crumble up some Doritos. Because, I mean, my nickname as a kid was Nacho Man Randy Sandwich. So, I mean, I would crunch up some Doritos in there and make it good.
So embarrassing.
Yeah, you were with this. I mean, that's bad. But yeah, so Penn Jillette lost weight by eating just potatoes. So there are diets out there. And when you hear that they work, it sounds pretty cool and interesting. There's another one out there that's popular right now. And disclaimer on everything I say, I'm not being paid to say any of this. We can say what we want. We're not being sponsored.
And we're not like by any means nutritional experts. This is opinion based only.
Right. And the one diet that I do have experience with is the Whole30. And I think
for the record, Whole30 doesn't claim it's a diet. It talks about like being a cleansing and a detox. Mm-hmm. I don't think they try to position themselves as a diet, like a weight loss tool.
I think I remember that now.
You can lose weight on it.
I think that was, you read the actual book.
I did read the book.
And that's cool. That's like, I don't have the full understanding like Christa does here, but I understand the diet portion, and that's just kind of like me skipping through the book. I saw the book cover.
Good for you.
Yeah, I looked at it, and so I had the book. I could just tell people I had it, and then
you handed it to me once.
I did. Thank you. That was really. Yeah. Well, that was the start of our adventure, though. We tried that, and I must say, though, this was over a year ago. Oh yeah, it was 30 days. If you stick to it, even though I was eating what I think is a very high in fat diet, I would say the Whole30 could be a high fat diet if you make it that way. I guess I tended to eat more high fat foods because you can eat them, but I still lost weight, which was pretty amazing. I think it was like 12 pounds maybe.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was good last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could eat Lara bars, you can eat RX bars because they're all compliant. So that was really cool.
So maybe it'd be helpful if folks knew what the restrictions were on Whole30. So we couldn't eat dairy or bread. Mm-hmm. You basically could only eat fruits, vegetables, and meats, right? No sugar, no dairy, no bread.
Correct. No peanut oils, and none of the things you're eating could be cured with those things. Like even if you had cashews, I'm eating a cashew. Those were often exposed to peanut oil. So you got to be
and no alcohol.
Oh yeah, no, that sucked.
Yeah.
I had a hard day at work. Deal with it.
No beer for you.
Oh, okay. No beer.
So I liked Whole30 too. I thought Whole30 was like a nice, like you don't realize how much junk you're eating sometimes, but it definitely does not help. I lost some weight too, but it wasn't a ton because
you killed it.
Yeah, but it doesn't help with portion control, which I think is really what a good diet helps with. So it's not really, it doesn't say it's a diet. Remember we like 2 weeks into the Whole30, we were like got into a big fight, I think. We fought for like 4 days straight. We're still fighting.
Grumpy. Yeah, I was grumpy. I was.
We were both grumpy because your body like detoxes from all the sugar.
Yeah, and you already knew it. You read the book, so you knew that.
I was like, day 4, we're gonna get into a fight.
I think did she warn us about it?
Yeah, Lila told us that we were gonna get a big headache.
I was like, nah.
So we did pretty good on the Whole30. We stuck to it. You were really disciplined. I was like ready to have a cheat or two, but you were the first time we did it, you were super disciplined.
I'm surprised I did that well on that. I did not honestly think I would, but I was determined because, I mean, it's expensive. So I think that's what kind of set me. I mean, at first it is like when you're trying to figure out like, oh, we're going to buy all this stuff that we need.
Your grocery list is totally different, like arrowroot and random stuff like ghee butter. We had to learn about what ghee butter was. And it's definitely a process, but I think what it also is good because it's only 30 days. So it's not like some impossible task. Like, oh my God, you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. And then the book also tells you how to like incorporate things after the 30 days. But I liked it, but it definitely is a good starting tool to detox some sugars and junk out of your body. But then some people feel a little lost after it.
Yeah. And you brought up a good point, that I did not think would happen. And it's more like when you're taking away those things, such as the sugar intake, I guess. I know that like there's in America anyways, I've read somewhere, it's one of those things I don't have the source. The source to
we'll believe you.
Thank you. Like a bratwurst in America. I don't know if I heard on Dr. Oz or something, but a bratwurst in America has like 13 grams of sugar in, and then in like Germany it's like 1. You know what I mean?
Just there was sugar in a lot of random things. There was seasoning salt had sugar in it. Like chicken broth had sugar. Like a lot of things that we normally buy, we had to be like very label friendly, that process, and make sure things that like, why does this have sugar in it? Like some things just don't need sugar.
It felt like it took a long time to shop. Like what?
Yeah.
Remember the Swanson broth? It like only the canned version didn't have caramel coloring and sugar in it. That was the one that was like 33% less sodium. That was the only one that didn't have the non-compliant stuff in it.
We did a lot of searches for bacon too.
Oh gosh.
Uncured, which I still don't even know what cured means, but sugar-free and uncured. And we had to go to like a bunch of places, but it's still good bacon.
Mm. Yeah. I just think it's if you go with these general guidelines, it's very easy to eat an extreme amount of fats, even if you follow the Whole30 the right way. And people kind of warned me, like,
oh yeah, you eat a lot of nuts.
They said like you're gonna eat a lot of meat and you're gonna be eating a lot of eggs, which eggs are okay, but the FDA guideline I think is like 7 eggs a week, and you're eating that in like 2 days, 1 to 2 days.
Yeah,
so you can
like 3 days.
Oh, 3.
Normal people probably can't eat 7 eggs in 1 day.
Well, with that, let's talk about Brian Shaw, that YouTube channel that we saw.
Oh, Lord.
So you bring that up, and I was just going to say, I was kind of going to go on a side note. I somehow randomly checked out Brian Shaw. I didn't know who he was, and maybe I should be ashamed of that. But he was like the world's strongest man, I think 3 years in a row, or 3 years at some point. And I checked out his YouTube channel, and the guy's amazing. He basically blows away any of the theories about dieting that I know. So it's like, okay, yeah, don't eat carbs, don't eat all that. And then this guy's just shoveling down 12,000 calories in like spaghetti some days. And like he gets cheat days of like 25,000 calories.
Yeah, but say who he is.
He's the strongest man in the world. And he has a nutritionist basically follow him. Well, like trace everything he's doing. And this diet's tailored for him. And he's the strongest man in the world, and he has to achieve getting this mass, keeping it on his body to lift these weights. But his YouTube channel to me is very entertaining. Like he just shows how he's lifting like these heavy weights and palming like weights and picking them up off the ground. It sounds like that's like,
Is he really the strongest man in the world? Or is he like one of them?
He has been like,
he's like won the title.
Yeah,
before?
There's different titles though. There's like, there's like Arnold Strongman. There's like a bunch of different ones.
He was a giant. He was so big. Like his arm was like bigger than my head.
Yeah, he's 6'8". I mean, still like isn't Shaq like 7'1", but this guy's all like just so much muscle. He looks like a heavyset guy because he's got so much muscle though.
He spends like the whole day eating basically. When we watch that episode of him eating for like his meals throughout the day, he eats almost every 2 hours, and it takes him like a half an hour to eat the meal because there's so much food.
Yes.
So he literally plans his whole day around his calorie intake.
each meal was like 1,200 calories, and he has like 6 to 8 meals a day, I think.
Yeah, I think he had at least.
And shakes between.
Oh God, those shakes.
Those shakes were 1,000 calories each, and it was like 3 scoops of protein
was
powder.
Too much
Of whey protein. It was like, oh my God, I couldn't even like swallow the powder.
We saw him go to Chick-fil-A. Was it Chick-fil-A that he went to?
Yes.
And he ate 4 sandwiches, 2 milkshakes, 2 Cokes, a cookie, and a set of fries. If I'm going to eat that much food, I'm going to need more than 1 fry. Like I couldn't believe they only got 1 large fry. I was so mad about that.
Yeah, it was out of proportion.
The fries are delicious, but he ate, just the 2 shakes alone will like put me into a coma.
Right. So I think
he is not lactose intolerant, clearly.
Well, if I had a nutritionist following me around, what would it be like? I guess you'd have to be first off lifting the weight of a car all day.
Well, I think it depends on your goal. Like if you had a nutritionist following you around, they would be like, well, what do you want? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to maintain your weight? Do you want to build muscle? Like, I think you have to figure out what you want to do, and then you would do that.
That's amazing. I don't know. It's just like, if you haven't checked out his channel, I would check it out. Brian Shaw. And he has other, I think he has last year's strongman. I'm trying to think of his name. He's from the UK. That guy's really cool too. I'm going to watch more videos, but he has that. They'll go to a gym together and just crush weights. They're like
so crazy.
I don't know how these guys can lift so
much.
And
he drank orange juice all day.
Yeah.
Just to get more calories and more sugar. Like he wasn't even drinking water.
Right. And I think that's where it comes down to fuel. So it's like, I think it's like why I kind of got not sick of the Whole30, but I needed to change it because I didn't want to be just eating the fats. So like I went back to this old, and this is where we're going to segue into the calorie-based diet and apps. And that comes down to probably the most popular one. I'm going to guess it's the most popular, and it's MyFitnessPal, because anybody that references a diet app, they kind of reference that it's free, and Under Armour makes it. And so there's an app out there that lets you pretty much figure out how many calories a day you want to eat to reach your goal of losing weight. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Under Armour, I didn't even know they owned it. I just didn't pay attention.
Do they own it, or do they just sponsor it? Do they own it, or do they just like pay to be a sponsor?
Maybe they're just paying to be a sponsor because their name's all over it.
Yeah.
But then when I downloaded those Walk, which they're all the same app, I think, that Map My Run, Map My Walk, Map My Fitness. There's they just put Map My in front of, and it's the same app. It does the same thing. But the cool thing is that app, the app where you want to track your steps, like everybody's doing with their Fitbits, you can do that. But you can also map how far you're walking, and being that Under Armour is either a sponsor or owner, I don't know, because you can connect that account to your MyFitnessPal, and as soon as you do your exercising, so say you get 21 or I think what do I get a day? 2,100 calories, I think. Or no, I don't know. Maybe that's too high.
You should know. But I don't know.
It just says whale on the top of my. It just says. No.
It just says manatee on mine.
That's not my person type. I'm a human, and I'm trying to change the drop down.
Oh my God, whale.
Yeah, just say or monkey. I don't know.
Monkeys are.
I don't know. I'm stocky, but I kind of got that. I don't know. I could, yeah. But the thing is, though, it's like what's really cool is that whole connecting your account thing. So you can connect your different accounts to it, and after you do your exercise, it syncs and then subtracts those calories for how many you ate that day. So then you have that many calories left. Now, Christa looks at this as an opportunity to lose weight. I look at it as an opportunity to eat more food in my pie hole.
Oh my God.
Is that right?
So you tell it you can tell it if you want to lose half a pound, a pound and a half, or 2 pounds, or if you want to maintain your weight. And then it tells you how many calories to eat. So yes, I tell it how much weight I want to lose a week, and it tells me how many calories to eat. You tell it, and then you just spend the whole day trying to outsmart it to eat more. You'll be like, I'm gonna go walk around the block so I can have a beer. And I just see it oh cool, I left the day with 90 calories. So you, I think, are cheating.
I'm cheating, but what's happened? I've lost weight.
You have. Well, because you're not going over your calorie count.
Okay, well, I'm just testing the idea. Maybe I'm testing it. I want to see if I stay in that calorie range. It's suggesting if I'll still lose weight.
Well, it's clearly working. I mean,
so far, right? But for the record, so I should probably add this. 3 years ago, I think I started MyFitnessPal. And I lost 25 pounds. And that's insane. It's been a long time since I dropped weight for real, and kept it off. The first 10 pounds, I would do that for years, for 15 years.
Yeah.
I would lose that first 10 pounds. I'd be like, yeah, the diet's going well. And I just kind of like just slowly
because it
gain
has
back.
to be a lifestyle. It can't, it's not supposed to be a diet. Like I always try to look at it like a lifestyle, because if you look at it like a diet, it's short term.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's true. I am trying to like put it in my head that it's like, no, this is how I really got to eat, because this is what I'm trying to, accomplish. And
if we're going to get married, I'm going to need you around for like a pretty long time. So I need you to probably be healthy, because it's not just about you.
Right.
It's about me.
Well, I mean, if I take out a really good life insurance policy on myself, you can just say like, eat what you want, Randy. Just keep eating all day. That's dark.
I'll just feed you French fries all day.
I'm just like, why am I eating this after I just had breakfast?
The other good thing about the app, though, is that even if you're not like exercising, it just counts like your normal steps. So you don't have to turn on, like I have an Apple Watch or a Fitbit. I had a Blaze, like whatever device you have connects into the app. And like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I got 8 calories just from like walking to my car from like at work or something. So even if you don't turn it on, it counts your steps anyways.
That's what I miss about the Apple Watch. So I bought one at Costco and it has the 90-day return policy. And I'm like, I'm not using this. I forget to put it on. So I took it back and got my $300 back, or I think I got it for like $275 actually, because the prices have been dropping recently. Now I'm like, actually that would be really good for this.
Yeah. I mean, I have an Apple Watch because you bought me one. And
you use it. That's awesome.
I like it. I mean, sometimes I just don't want to be as connected, but I like it for this. I do want a new watch band. So maybe you should do a giveaway of a watch band and I can win it.
That's a good one, actually. Watch bands are pretty cool. I could never find one that I didn't know what would really look good once I got it.
Yeah, I don't know which one I like either.
But so yeah, like all these fad diets, there's for every fad diet that exists, there are a bunch of apps. Like even Weight Watchers, I've done Weight Watchers. My parents have done it. You go to a meetup, you go to a church and you weigh in. Right now, these apps, you got these phones. Well, you can just weigh in because you're paying a monthly membership. You sign in with your account on your phone. That's cool. The cool thing about MyFitnessPal, where I'm going with this, is that it's free. And you can kind of, those are your points. Your calories are basically your points.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily an all, I don't know, be all end all or whatever, but like end all be all.
It's a really good end all be all. I don't know.
My brain ain't working today. I'm tired, man.
It's a good, but I think you're trying to say it's a good app. Like it's good. It's like, it's not overwhelming. I think some people get really nervous when they're trying to like kick off like a new lifestyle habit and a new life habit of being healthy. So I think people get nervous. So it's a really easy app. The interesting thing though, which is new, which they didn't have a handful of years ago, is you can become a premium member.
Oh. And
so it breaks down your nutrition even more, which it will tell you like how many carb percentages, and like it will get more detailed into the nutrition if you become a premium member. But I like that everything I need is a free service. That's
cool. And I appreciate that you research stuff like that. You bought a book and read it about the Whole30, and it was attainable. We did it. So that was like really cool. It's not like something where I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to like fall over. Like you said, you felt good during the time after we went through that first 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I always feel good when I'm eating better for sure. The other thing is ketosis, which is what you started with. So the keto diet.
Yeah, that's what I was teasing about. Thanks for bringing this back.
Which you tease. I think you just like the word ketosis.
I'm not making fun of it because I don't understand the diet, so I can't really. I'm not going to bash it. I just want.
I don't know.
It's funny. Come on.
I know. I ask Randy if he's in ketosis all the time, and he's always somehow relates this to his toes.
My Ketosies.
So I don't know a lot about keto. I know a lot of people who have done it who really like it. So the only thing that like, I just don't know what, like, do people, like Whole30 tells you like, this is not for the rest of your life. They tell you like, you can try to maintain it, but they don't present it that way. I just don't know, like, is keto something people do forever? Oh, it's over.
No, it's not over. It's not.
Oh.
So when the episode goes, I just muted it actually, but when the episode, when we're going into a longer than normal episode, my template for the layout of the episode, my own fault is I didn't mute it. So the episode music was fading in. You're not going to hear this when I post it, but that's what Chris is like, why is the music cooking in?
I thought he was like trying to rush me off the stage like they do at the Oscars.
Or I was just in ketosis and I was hearing things. And so, I mean, ring around the rosies. I am in Ketosies.
Oh my
Ashes.
gosh.
Okay. I that was not written. That was terrible.
It was terrible.
Okay.
Anyways, I was just saying, I don't know how people manage like post keto. Like, is there, and because I haven't read about it. So I know a lot of people who've done it who like it. And if people feel good with what you're doing and you're being healthy, I think it's not an unhealthy way of eating. I mean, you're still cutting out, it's limited carbs. I think it's like no sugar. Like, I think as long as it's a path that you can follow, I think that's all that's why it works. The other thing why Weight Watchers and MyFitnessPal work is because it helps with portion control. And Whole30 and keto, I don't think do.
Right. They
just tell you what to eat.
Coffee or something, right? Or
they tell you like what you can eat, but they don't tell you how much of it. So like the second time you and I did Whole30, I don't think we lost as much weight because we were just eating more of the foods we could eat. We weren't eating less.
I was eating nuts with the squirrels in the trees. I was just like going crazy. Like you see me with those cashews though. I mean,
I know. So now we don't eat as much because we have a limited number of calories. And so I don't know a lot about keto. I do know that you don't like the word ketosis and you think it's funny.
It's hilarious. And I mean, I think like, to give some credit for it, I mean, I think like Tim Ferriss, who's like the biggest blogger, author. I mean, he's like the biggest out there. He interviews like Warren Buffett, and so I think he's a big keto guy. And I mean, so maybe there's some cool things about it that I don't understand.
There's even something called dirty keto.
Really?
Yeah, dirty keto. I think we should have
illegal lottery. Oh, that's Keno. I was like,
we should have probably researched something about keto before we talked about it, but.
Well, we're not bashing it or anything, so
no.
I mean, except I think my kidneys are shutting down. I'm in ketosis. Is that what it? Oh, that's not the.
No,
that's not
it's
what
not
that means.
what it means.
Oh, okay.
I think dirty keto means like you like have carbs. You have more carbs. I think it's like Sorry, my phone just dinged during the podcast.
We're natural here. We don't edit stuff out like that.
Oh. But I don't know. But I do know there's something called dirty keto, but I don't know what it means.
I never even heard of that. So I learned something.
If you guys know what dirty keto is, leave it in the comments and let us know.
Please do. Yeah. And I just.
Or if anyone has. Oh, sorry. It's Mary. I'm sorry. If anyone knows. If anyone knows of another diet that they think helps or another app that's good, let us know too, because there might be some other apps that we don't know about that could help people, change their lifestyle too. So leave that in the comments.
And the part that I want to jump back to MyFitnessPal if I can before we leave here is that I was just kind of thinking about it at the most basic level. I got to stay on the mic today. I'm moving around a lot after we've been so busy today, and we just like kind of like jumped here to record. Just sat in the seat and hit record. But the thing I think that makes sense for what's going on right now with this MyFitnessPal is that the scientific thing we're taught in elementary school, I think, is that how calories are a unit of heat energy. And if you eat more calories than you burn off, you gain weight. And that's always true, isn't it? I mean, things don't just magically leave your body. You're burning that off. It's fuel. So that's what the whole 30. That's what MyFitnessPal goes by. And I'm like, well, that works. So are all the other diets just like a festival ticketing system on top of the cash currency? You know what I mean? Like if you got like cash is the calories, right?
Yeah, it's the most direct route.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that people sometimes they just need a different path.
Right.
But I think Weight Watchers is like a really good, I think Weight Watchers is one of the longest lasting, diet, like actual diets. Like Jenny Craig isn't around anymore.
Oh yeah.
Remember Jenny and Slim Fast? Remember that used to be a big thing. It's not really a thing anymore. Like I think Weight Watchers is a legit tool, and people have found because it does help you with portion control. But I think to your point, yeah, it's really just calorie. But I also think that people don't understand like good food and good food habits. So that's maybe where keto and Whole30 help you. Is like learning what good foods are, and then you can go to portion control.
Is it the equivalent maybe then, like, because I know I'm trying to find some kind of correlation to like how it's, I don't know, we're just reducing a fraction, I think, like down to calories always is what I see. But is it like how you almost like how people go to work out? Like, oh, we're not just going to run on the treadmill. We're going to trick your muscles into doing that. Is that, I don't know if that's the same. And we can get a fitness expert in here.
I don't know.
It's like,
yeah. I mean, then once you start working out, that puts a whole nother dimension into what you're eating, right? Like you can't just be eating certain things. You have to use food for fuel, especially when you're like working out very consistently. So that adds a whole nother level, but I don't know like how you trick your muscles.
No, you've taught me a lot of things about, like, because you've had a personal trainer and like how to eat the right foods that support a workout. And I mean, yeah, when I grew up, it was just eat lots of chicken if you're going to lift weights. I mean, that's really, as a guy, you know, just like when you're,
I just always realized like if I was going for a run, if I ate like crap, I would feel like crap during the run.
That's a good point.
So that was like really the gist of it. Like if you put good foods into your body, you're going to be able to feel better when you're working out. But if you eat, that's why like even I probably could eat Doritos and log the calories, but then you just feel like crap afterwards.
That's a great point, because then it kind of ties to like how we've learned from the Whole30 that eating those pure foods, maybe you can incorporate those into the MyFitnessPal, which is I think what we've been doing. We've been like kind of like avoiding the bacon that has the extra sugar that's on top.
Yeah, we're still, I mean, I think we eat pretty, I think we eat pretty clean. I think we eat pretty, you know, we try not to eat bread. I try not to eat bread.
I don't try as hard as you do, but yeah. Coming from a family that has Italian on my mom's side, I'm in trouble.
I know. We try not to eat too much sugar, right? We don't eat that much sugar anymore. There's no, and I don't eat dairy anyways, so. It's easy. It's easy for me because I don't eat as much dairy, so I get to have a pass on ice cream anyways.
It's kind of weird because like I think a lot of us like we become less tolerant, right, for milk or dairy when we're older, and I think doesn't that happen to everybody? I see all these are just I wonder ifs, but like I've read that somewhere that we all become. I don't know, maybe they told us in school.
I think you get as you get older, maybe, but I don't think everyone does.
You can't break it down as easy and. It's like now I really don't find myself drinking milk. I used to drink a half a gallon of milk. A half a gallon a day. I drink in a glass, easy.
It's so weird. I think that's a very, like, I don't know, like American thing.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think other countries eat or drink milk like we do in America.
That's what I was told as a kid. Own a house and then have a cow out back that you can milk and just drink, you know.
I remember like eating at the neighbor's house and them like pouring a glass of milk with like spaghetti, and I'd be like, "That's so weird."
Oh, I did that till I was 25. I did. No, and that's not you're laughing. I swear it was at least 25.
We just had like water with dinner, like maybe milk once in a while, but like when I would go to the neighbor's house, like they would just drink milk with every meal, like it was. Like, I don't know.
Shout out to Jake here. If he listens to this episode at all, you know I've done it too. And like we did it was just delicious. Just like big bowl of like just plain tortilla chips and just have a glass of milk. I don't know if he didn't do as much as I did. He liked tortilla chips, but like I would just pour a huge glass of milk because it was like I know like he might have had it because that's all we had in the fridge when we were growing up like on a given day, but. Milk was just, it's like you're told that in school, like it's healthy, it's, you know, calcium, all but strong
as
bones.
You get older, you don't need that much calcium anymore.
As soon as I fractured a bone in my body, I stopped drinking. I'm just kidding. I never fractured a bone, but milk, you failed me. I thought I was supposed to have, you know, solid steel bones.
Oh, Lord.
But let's end it on that.
Now I want to eat everything. Now I want to like eat milk, and I want to
eat milk.
I want to drink milk, and I want to eat tortillas, and there's keto ice cream that I want to eat.
No, that sounds interesting. I've never seen it.
It's made with monk fruit sweetener.
Is that like
monk fruit's like a thing? It's a new fruit.
It's not Tony Shalhoub?
Monk, no. It's just regular Shalhoub.
It's just like how Ben and Jerry's puts the face on the ice. It's just monk on the ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Now I want ice cream and tortilla chips and nachos.
Stop saying all these awesome foods.
And Doritos and Cheetos. I love Cheetos.
Cheetos are good. Now, do you like the puffy, like the airy ones?
I do. No, I like them both.
I like the concentrated smaller ones because you can fit more in a bowl per square inch. I think. Well, maybe. Can you?
I like the texture of the puffy ones. I'm a big texture eater. Like I like to eat things based on their texture. You're more like the commercial eater. Like you savor it, and I just like get all the food in fast. Like we don't share bowls of food because you would just like, if we have popcorn, I give you your own bowl because you inhale it and I like want to eat one popcorn kernel at a time.
That's true. I need to like sit in a playpen or something and just like toss popcorn up in the air and catch it in my mouth. Like I'm just like. If you're a new listener to the Manly Hanley podcast, we'd love to hear from you. Visit our website. It's at randyhanley.com and leave a comment. While you're there, be sure to subscribe to the newsletter. If you're on your computer, it's at like the top right of the screen. Just subscribe there.
And let us know if you prefer Vic as a co-host or me, Christa.
Vic's giving us a dirty look. No, he's not even here. So I expected if I turned around he would be there, but
I don't know where he is.
Be sure to follow Randrums on Twitter. I don't do much on there, but I just want more followers. But for the Manly Hanley Podcast Facebook page, be sure to like that. Get more activity on those sites, my own website and the Facebook page. Thanks a lot for listening, everyone. Have a great week.
Woo woo.